Hi guys, I'm Aussie and welcome to Season 6, Episode 5 of The Impossible Dream with Bala Towns. We look to try and win the Champions League with the Welsh team, and today we have a league game against Cardiff Met Uni, them back in the Premier League for the first time in a few seasons, and then we have our first Europa League group stage game against LASK Linz of Austria, and that is a huge game because we are the third and fourth place or seeded teams in the draw for that group. So if we are going to parachute down into the Europa League 2, or the Euro 2 League, whatever it's called, we really need to be beating them at home. But transfer window has now closed. We're at September 14th in games. I thought we'd have a quick recap of what we did over the course of the transfer window. The two main outs of first team players were Ollie Denham off to Crawley Town and Bruce Anderson, who really only played a few games for us at the start of last season. Before we move past him, he's gone off to Southend. So they were the two main ones. A couple of youngsters that aren't really going to amount to anything have gone out on loan as well. And I've basically loaned them out because it doesn't matter if they're in an amateur club or a semi-pro club, because they're not going to make it at Bala Town either way. We did get a few in. We actually got almost $4,000 in, only spent £500. Again, kind of the level of player that we're looking to sign right now, we're able to sign right now, you don't need to spend much money to get them. So Paul McVeigh, of course, came in from was it Cliftonville? From Cliftonville on the free transfer. We've seen him in the first team already. Glenn Middleton, we all know about Glenn Middleton. He came in from Burnley on a free transfer. £500,000 would be a lot. For Sean Davis from, was it Barry we nicked him from? Yeah, from Barrytown. We may see him in the first game today, spoiler alert, but we'll wait and see how that game plays out. Declan Wright in on loan from Celtic. What a player he is. Granger back in, we had him last year, but back in on loan from Middlesbrough for this year as well. Rima Miles, we will see him in the first game today as well, a promising goalkeeper. Hopefully his first touch is going to develop to a point where we can use him as a first team regular. Tony McLean came in on loan from Celtic as well. We've got three players on loan from Celtic. No, Declan Wright's from Leeds. Apologies. Declan Wright's from Leeds. Tony McLean from Celtic. He's just come back from an injury, which is why his attributes are pointed down the wrong direction, but he'll be fine for us. Dane Murray from Celtic as well, a centre-back, also midfielder. And the final one, of course, was Stephen Braithwaite, goal scorer extraordinaire in the Champions League against, was it Kiev, wasn't it? He got a goal, I think. But a really, really good, promising fullback for us he is as well. So that's how the transfer window played out. Overall, I'm happy with what we did. I would have liked to get a few more out, to be honest, but we can cope with not having them there. They just hopefully won't kick off, but they're not really influential players, ones we're looking to get rid of. In any case, we have 4 games. Yes, 4 games to catch you up on since last episode. Let's get to those, starting with FM20 in the league. Ryan Burke got the only goal with a first half penalty. So there we go. Short and sweet, those highlights, weren't they? We dominated the game. You can see there, 30 shots on goal. We just couldn't take our chances. So, I mean, in the end, it was relatively comfortable because we did have that lead from the first half. But if we hadn't have got that penalty, I do wonder exactly how nervous it could have got for us. The next game we play, I can't remember my writing here, we are playing somebody in the league. It'll be a surprise. We took a first half lead when Ryan Sears' safe shot fell for Adam Maurice. And we secured the points before half time thanks to Dan Biggs at the back post. Connor's Key was the answer there. You can see here they went down to 10 men. Again, we did okay. We were the better team. Maurice and Biggs with the goals. We did rotate rather heavily for this one. So that may have resulted in a little bit of a disjointed performance. But again, ultimately, we were just too good, especially when they went down to 10 men, though. It's a bit disappointing perhaps not to have scored against those 10 men. Next up, we played Hearts Reserves in the Iron Brew Cup third round. Looking to get back to the final for a third consecutive year. Did we manage to get past the first hurdle, though? We got an early lead when Tomlinson's safe shot fell for Damien Ormar. We doubled our lead before the break when Tomlinson's shot again caused chaos, which Adam Maurice capitalised on. And we secured the tie in the second half thanks to Rhys Williams. So we go off into the fourth round. Now we've got Falkirk in the fourth round. So we get a chance to avenge last season's final defeat in the fourth round. We controlled this game. We dominated the game. We just didn't really create sort of good chances. We did create a lot of chances there, as you can see. Allmark with an early goal. Maurice and Rhys Williams with the goals there. But yeah, just you can see Maurice had a good game, which is promising to see. But, yeah, doesn't really matter, does it? Ultimately, we won the tie. That's all that matters. Final game to catch you up on. We played Cavan Druids in the league. We took an early lead when Glenn Middleton crossed for Declan Wright. And we doubled our lead moments later through Connor Gosney. Ryan Burke added a third before half-time from the spot, before Ewan Dixon's block shot resulted in Declan Wright's second just after the break. Daniel Williams added a fifth, before CM Peters rounded off the scoring. This was more like it. We finally scored the goals that our performance deserves. You can see we didn't create necessarily any more chances than we have done in other games. We just took them. Declan Wright with a double. Gosney Burke with another penalty. Dan Williams and CN Peters coming on at the end there with a goal as well. There's not much to say other than that we were really, really good. Their goalkeeper didn't have a great day out. But otherwise, yeah, it was just as I said, we finally scored the goals that our sort of play was deserving of. If we have a quick look at what that means for the league table, we are a point behind the New Saints right now, though we do have a game in hand. They did drop points recently to Barrytown 0-0. You can see it there, third down from the top. So we do, in theory, have an advantage over them right now. You can see the Europa League group. That sort of, we'll put that to one side. We'll come back for that after the Cardiff Met Uni game. There's the draw for the Iron Brew fourth round at home to Falkirk. Let's hope we can really, really put them away. And Welsh League Cup third round at home to Kefren Jewels. I can't remember if I'd mentioned that before or not. That happened last episode, though, I think. So let's go and have a look at a couple of records that we've broken since last episode, and you will see here most matches won in a row, 16. We now hold that record. It's still an active record, I believe. Yeah, it is still an active record, so hopefully we can beat Cardiff Met Uni and extend that to 17. And most games without losing, we're up to 37 now. Again, still an active record, so let's hope we can push that up beyond 50. I tell you what, the way we're going in the league and the team we have, there's no reason why we can't do that, to be honest. But only takes one off day to lose that record, doesn't it? All right, let's have a look at what's happening against Cardiff Met Uni. You can see we're away from home, but still heavy favourites. They are in woeful form. It's not the Cardiff Met Uni team that was sort of in season 1 and 2 of this series, is it? We actually have a really good record against them. I didn't realise we were quite that good against them, but we've never lost. 10 wins and a draw. We are up against Jake Taylor as their manager, only 32 years old, so I would suspect perhaps the first managerial appointment for him. Does have a Welsh cap to his name as well. Strange at 32 must have been injured or something that he would have retired. But they're an attacking, direct playing style. We've never played them before. We've never played him before, obviously, as a manager. They did get a little bit of a pumping by the New Saints last time out. We are expecting them to come out in this sort of formation, though. You can see they do tend to attack down the wings. We can see their positional heat map there, their passing network, and their key passes. Let's have a look at the team we're sending out, and this is it. Obviously, we do have a very big eye on Europe midweek, so it's going to be Rima Miles that gets the start in goal for us. It's Granger, Murray, Davis, Hughes, and Jenkins, the young right back, that get the start in this one. It's Owen, again, another one of his guy actually came through our academy, so another young player getting a chance in this one with McVeigh in midfield. Up Gareth, of course he does, goes down the right with McLean and Morris. Stewart goes up top. My basic plan in the league, I'll tell you my plan actually when we get into the game. So there we go, everybody is lining up as expected, and my hope here is that we'll be able to sort of get overlaps down wide areas. Now, Jake Kelly, of course, formerly of our parish. Jack Kelly, sorry. So we're playing a former player, at least one here that I can recognise there straight away. Alright, what do we want to say? Challenge to pick up where they left off. Let's go. Shall we go? A calm I expect to win. I don't want to put too much pressure on them. Let's go a passionate. We've been on a good run lately. Go out there and impress me. Some calm. We have faith, perhaps. Not the best team talk I've ever given, is it? But we'll see how we go here. Yeah, so my basic plan in the league now. Last season, we did the invincible thing, which was brilliant. I'd love to do it again. But what I'm basically using the league for now, given that I suspect we are going to be able to win the league relatively comfortably if we put our best team out, what I'm looking to use it for is to develop players for Europe. So to develop young players coming through the academy, or young players that we've signed from other Welsh clubs. We'll play them in the league with sort of some experienced players, obviously, to make sure we are going to win more games than not. But yeah, my hope is that we can use the league to develop players for Europe, play the good young players in the league, and then obviously we'll save the better players for the games in Europe, and maybe in cups we can kind of mix and match a little bit. Cups are obviously a little bit more difficult because, you know, if you lose a game, you're out, obviously. So we can't have slip-ups that we could maybe afford in the league. Oh, with a decent ball in. Oh, it's a penalty. It's going to be Tony McLean, the on-loan Celtic midfielder, to take it. I can't remember if he's taken one already or not. Here we go with McLean. Can he get a goal? Yes, he can. I think it's the first goal on YouTube. Tony McLean, second goal of the season. I have a feeling he may have taken a penalty before, but I could be wrong. But anyway, it doesn't matter because he stuck that one away. It's 1-0 Bala Town. It only took us 4 minutes to take the lead against Cardiff Met Uni, and hopefully we'll see the floodgates open now. But yeah, so that's basically the reason why you see Jay Jenkins in the team, Kean Davis-Hughes, KD, whatever his name is, Curtis Owen. We'll see a lot of them in league games to try and make sure that they're developing well. Stewart gets the start in this one. Basically, he is a young player. Ideally, we have the youngsters that are coming through the academy, but we kind of have too many strikers, to be honest. It seems every young player that we have has been a striker. Yeah, we know what Allmark can do. Add to that, Maurice has done really well there. Ball to the back post. Gareth gets the first of the season. He just delivers on YouTube, doesn't he? He loves the big stage. Look at him go. Go on, App. Yeah, wonderful, wonderful stuff. We'll give it another demand more. But yeah, we have obviously Allmark and Simic, who we know about. They're wonderful players. But we also have obviously Stewart, who we've got in this one. But Guto Kingsley, who's a really high potential young player. We have Kurt Buckland, who's come through the academy. CN Peters, who we saw got a goal against Catherine Druids as well. We just seem to have a lot of really good young strikers at the club. Like I say, it's too many, so it makes it a little bit difficult to develop them all. And sending them out on loan, ideally, Miles, mate, sending them out on loan to a Welsh club is a little bit counterproductive because they're only training part-time. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure what to do. I'd really ideally like to get us an English or a Scottish, whatever it would be, just a full-time feeder club so that I could send them out on loan there. But I've tried offering them out on loan, just sort of excluding Welsh clubs. But again, it's not really... Oh, tell you what, that's a special goal, isn't it? Matt Clark, top draw. Where has that goal come from? We might tell him to show some passion here. That might just be one of these. You just have to hold your hands up and just, well done. Could we have done anything more here? I mean, he didn't have that much time, did he? It's just a really, really good goal. 6th of the season. We're only in September. That's not a bad return. What's he like as a player? He's average at best. We're looking a little bit nervous and anxious, though, after that. I mean, it wasn't that good, guys. We've got players that can do that as well. We'll ask them to demand a little bit more. But just signs that goal's really, really shaken them, which isn't ideal. The one thing we are maybe lacking in this team is sort of a true leader. Obviously, Ap Gareth. But there's a good ball in first time by Jenkins. We keep possession, though, through McVeigh. I'm trying to think now if there is actually someone that sort of has a good reputation within the squad. And Ap Gareth may be there. Oh, Stewart. Oh, it's a tap in. It's a wonderful ball in by Jay Jenkins, the young right back. And Stewart gets a 4th of the season. And that's a good response to that Barrytown goal. Well, no, late Cardiff Met Uni goal. Almost an instant reply. Oh, and a nice ball out there to find Jenkins in space. And Jenkins on an absolute plate for Stewart. And a player with 16 finishing is not going to miss that, is he? That's 3-1. And hopefully now we can go on a little bit more. That'll hopefully settle us down a little bit. Why are we looking so apprehensive, boys? Come on. McLean has the ball. McLean, that looks like he was cleaned up, doesn't it? And that could be them down to 10. Yes, it is. And, well, that was silly, wasn't it? Now we really should be able to go on with this. We'll give him some praise. Maurice over a free kick. Adam Maurice. Oh, that's stunning. Adam Maurice, the 4th goal of the season. And it's from the very, very top draw. Look at how far out that was. Is that 30 yards? It's got to be pushing 30, 35 yards. What a free kick from Adam Maurice. Absolutely stunning. That's 4-1. And, yeah, now everybody's loving it, aren't they? We might look to get on. We do have... Oh, another ball down there. And McLean has missed the sitter. How has he missed that? Owen was offside. It wouldn't have mattered anyway. But yeah, so we do have Sean Davis on the bench. We might look to get him on, giving him some game time in this second half. Maurice. Oh, and the youngster, Kean Davis-Hughes, gets a first for the club. Go on, son. A wonderful ball in by Maurice. And KDH has absolutely just planted that header. Bullet header. Look at that. Oh, that's wonderful stuff at the near post. It's 5-1. It's not even half time yet. And there we go. And against 10 men, is there a chance we could really run on with this in the second half? Let's give it a I never know what to say to try and get a good second half performance. All right, assertive, they may be down to 10 men. Don't let those performance levels drop. I do want to give Davis a game for Adam Maurice. Maurice has had a wonderful game. But, yeah, I think, as I said, I want to use the league to try and bring young players through. And when you're winning 5-1 against 10 men, it's a good opportunity to bring on another youngster, isn't it? Let's go... I don't want to put complacent goalkeeper. We might look to give Guto Kingsley some game time in this second half as well, just to try and make sure he is developing nicely. But otherwise, I'm pretty happy with the team we have on here. Eyes will obviously now switch towards the Europa League. There's a decent ball in. Just think what have the brand. Is that Callum Preston? Is that our old goalkeeper as well from season 1 or 2? I'll have to have a look at that. KDH knocks the ball forward, a bit of head tennis. Owen picks it up. Can he thread a pass? He goes wide there for Granger. Look at the space he's got to stride into. He goes back to Dane Murray. He's going to go across. He does. KDH has the ball for McVeigh. McVeigh with a ball there for Ap Gareth. Ap Gareth, a couple of touches and a horrible piece of goalkeeping. Ap Gareth has his second of the game, his second of the season. McVeigh has an assist. Maybe he's stolen an assist there, but that is just horrible goalkeeping. Is it? I'll have to have a look. I think it might be Callum Preston. And we had him either season 1 or season 2. He was our first choice goalkeeper for a little while there, but you can see there why. Yeah, it is Callum Preston. Why we don't have him anymore. So 2 former players in this Cardiff Met Uni team. We've got a set piece to defend here, please, boys. Get it away. Well done by Dane Murray. Ap Gareth, he does get there, lumps it forward, and that's just going to come straight back, unfortunately. Ap Gareth is just recovering from an injury, so we might actually need to take him off here. We do have Dan Biggs on the bench, so we might need to make that change as well. Here we go, Davies. First we've seen of him. He finds Michael Stewart. Stewart, straight into the arms of Preston. With an hour to go, it might be a good chance to make those final 2 changes. Kingsley for Stewart. Ap Gareth on a hat-trick. We'll give him a little bit more time, see if he can get his hat-trick. He's not too bad, 70-odd%, so we'll give him a little bit of a chance here, see if he can go and net himself that final goal for the hat-trick. Otherwise, we are going to bring Dan Biggs on now. So that's all. Stand and applaud Ap Gareth off the field. A wonderful performance from the fan favourite. And, yeah, second half, as it's always the case, isn't it? Second half just never lives up to the first half. McLean has the ball. Crossfield looking for a teammate. He does find Dan Biggs. What's Biggs he got? Goes past one. Why is he on the left? Biggs. Back there. Did I make a silly sub I didn't mean to make, I wonder? Why is Biggs on the left? McVeigh. McLean. Is he going to line one up? He does! Oh, it's a good goal as well. Tony McLean. They gave him time. They gave him space. And he gave us a 7th goal. What a strike. I like this from behind the goals. I have a feeling this is like, was it the Dixon goal we saw, wasn't it, last episode, I think? It was actually a lot better than it looked from the other angle. He's just absolutely lashed it in, hasn't he? Really, really good stuff. 3rd goal of the season, as I said. I think it could be his first from open play. And now we've got a corner to defend. Have we made progress? Not really. We lost the header, but Mills is there to make the claim. And that's fine. All's well that ends well on that occasion. We'll give him some more praise here. The guys that came off the bench haven't really done that well, have they? But it is what it is. A really, really good performance. Just the 7 goals. We'll have to say don't get complacent. McLean sends Bala Town top. Poor old Callum Preston. Not a return he would have wanted to Bala Town. But guys, wait right there. We've got a massive first game of the group stage, and it could not be bigger. We'll see how we do. Okay, welcome back. Now, I thought if you're wondering what happened to Dynamo Kiev, who, of course, knocked us out of the Champions League, they got drawn into Group A of the Champions League with Paris, Lazio, and Brøndby. So I'd like to think if we were in this group, that we might have been able to get ourselves 3rd with Brøndby, but you don't know. We would have been maybe seated differently, but if you slip us into that group, they did lose 2-0 to Paris first time up. I don't think we would have kept Paris to 2 goals somehow, but you never know. I'd like to think maybe we would have had a chance of getting 3rd in that group, though. But anyway, we're in the Europa League. Let's have a look at what we've got here. We are at home, for this first game against LASK Linz, and we are not favourites. And as I said, this is everything almost in terms of getting into 3rd in this group. We'll parachute down into the Europa 2 League. That's where we need to be to keep racking up those UEFA coefficient points. We unfortunately don't know too much about them. The Austrian League is not loaded up. And we're not actually expecting them to come out in this sort of... We're expecting... I can't remember what the scout said now, but it wasn't that. So, yeah, we really are going into this one blind. This is a team we're sending out, and this is, I think, at this point in time, our strongest 11. There's a few changes here, and one of them's been very hard to make. But Jaycock continues in goal. Burke, Dane Murray is going to come in to partner Connor Gosney in the centre of our defence. Look at Connor Gosney go. With Branthwaite as the right back. That means Rhys Williams moves to the bench. I don't think he is our strongest defender. He only has tackling of 9. And I just don't think he's top 2 anymore. I think Dane Murray is better. He's a better ball player as well. So we've made the change. Let's hope it works out. I don't have that link up that Williams and Gosney has, so hopefully that won't cost us. York is going to go with McLean in midfield. He played well last time out. He gets the go. And of course, Dan Williams is suspended from his sending off against Dynamo Kiev in the qualifying second leg there. Declan Wright goes down the right with Dixon and Middleton. It's Simic up top. We do have Allmark, Waite, Maurice, Tomlinson, Granger, and obviously Rhys Williams on the bench. Let's go. So there we go. It's the 4-4-1-1 formation for the Austrians. It just kind of is what it is. Go out there and encourage the team. We've got nothing to lose to show what we're capable of. I like that, I think. Some calm, we have faith. And yeah, let's see if we can do it in Europe. This, I said, this is the main thing we want to do now. I did kind of do some quick maths, and my maths isn't good at the best of times, but I believe that the £2.5 million we got for making the group stage will cover our wages for the season. Here we go with a corner. Middleton knocks it in, but it's headed away. Galatasaray is taking the lead against Bayer Leverkusen. That could be a potentially bad result for us if we think we can get out of the group. Wright's done really well. He gets to the byline, pulls it back to McLean, brings it down. He's got a little bit of time and space. It's blocked, though. Can't repeat what he did against Cardiff Met Uni. A little bit of step up in opposition here, though, isn't there? York exchange passes. There's a good ball for Simic. Oh, Derjo Simic. He's offside anyway. It wouldn't have counted. But nice little bit of movement there nonetheless. What was I saying? I can't remember. Oh, if we think we can get out of the group, I think Leverkusen's arguable they should be the strongest team. So I would imagine we'd like them to go through beating everybody. Another good ball in. McLean has it. McLean! Oh, that was coming back, wasn't it? Just for a wonderful split second, then I thought we were about to see the net bulge, but not to be. We're doing okay here, though, aren't we? In terms of controlling the game. We haven't put a shot on target yet, which is perhaps disappointing. Let's try demand more. But 5 shots to 1. Now, we haven't seen highlights of most of those shots, so we don't know where they're coming from, but we're dominating possession. I wonder if we need to look to exploit the flanks here, perhaps. Try and get down the outside of them. 1-1 in the other game. That's potentially, again, as I said, a good thing for us. Actually, if they both drop points, it's almost perfect. But we've got to make sure we're winning our game. I'm going to say, do we say unlucky? Maybe a little bit of passionate. We've been the better team. I don't know what to say to that. We've been the better team. Just keep going. Maybe we say that with a bit of passion. Just keep doing what you're doing, boys. We're not doing too badly here. You've got to say, so far, so good in the new Central Defensive Partnership. They haven't conceded a highlight, if that's such a thing as you can concede. So that's a positive. Declan Wright's looked okay out there. He had that one moment. Ewan Dixon hasn't really done much, but is that just he hasn't really had time and space to do anything? Simic with that one chance, although he was offside, so it wouldn't have counted anyway. Let's give it a demand more. We're looking motivated, which is a good thing. Do we need to bring Allmark off the bench, I wonder? We've seen him get his fair share of goals in Europe so far this season, haven't we? Alright, wings doesn't seem to be working, so let's try the middle. Just keep trying things till something works. We'll give it a get creative. Here we go. Right, back post. No, it's claimed by the goalkeeper. And are we going to see a highlight here? We're going to concede from a set piece, aren't we? Ball forward. Branthwaite has that at his feet. Back for Gosney. Gosney looks forward there for Declan Wright. Can he do something here? He's not really got much in front of him. He goes for McLean. There's a good ball for the overlapping Branthwaite. Can he get a cross in? Takes his time. Right. Over it is the edge of the area. McLean! It's going to count, is it? I think it is. The linesman standing still. And it's going to be offside. Simic in front of the goalkeeper. Oh, it's the worst goal in football. And he's not even offside. Look at that. There's a man standing there. That is absolute crap. Absolute crap. We've been robbed of a goal. Simi just having a bad day. We're going to take him off. That's not going to have helped his mood. We'll bring Allmark on, but that was not offside in my personal opinion. And yes, I'm biased. I know and I'm aware of that, but surely not offside. Oh, that could be so damaging for us because we need the win here. And he wasn't offside. Can we get that? We do. Middleton has it. Can he get a little bit of quality now? It's the first we've seen of him. Middleton! Oh, what? The outside of the foot! How's he done that? Glenn Middleton in the 85th minute has only gone and outside of the footed it into the corner of the net. Top corner of the net at that. How has he done this? There's absolutely nothing on. He's running across goal and he's... Oh, that's stunning. That is absolutely stunning. What a strike from Glenn Middleton. And I think now we need to try and close this thing down, don't we? So what do? We'll bring Reece Williams on for Dixon. We'll make a change there. We'll move Murray just a smidge forwards. If you can just sit in there and be an anchor man for me, please, mate. That would be a wonderful thing. And we just want to try and close this game down now, don't we? We've got, 5 minutes plus stoppages to go. Is it a little bit too early to be doing this? Perhaps, but we're doing it anyway. Come on, boys. Faith in you to make the difference, Reece. Let's see this out now, please, boys. Let's see this out. Let's go defensive. Can we hang on? 4 minutes of stoppage time. Where's that come from, umpire? We haven't seen any... Umpire, I'm playing too much baseball. There it is. We've won it. That is a massive 3 points in the context of this group. We might even be top of the group. The other game ended in a draw. But Glenn Middleton out of absolutely nowhere. That is unbelievable. What a strike. Vintage display ensures Bala Town victory. We deserved it. We didn't see a highlight from them that entire game. But Glenn Middleton, he has paid back all of that free transfer. And then some. He's on 400. He's on just over $4,000 a week. And I tell you what... He's paid his wages there in that one strike. He's paid his wages for the next 10 seasons, it looks like. Absolutely, no, not that long. 5 seasons. Anyway, it doesn't matter. He has done a wonderful, wonderful goal. If we look at what that means, we are indeed top of the group after Bayer Leverkusen and Galatasaray drew. And that is just absolutely incredible. Guys, that is it for today. I cannot believe that goal outside of the foot from 30 yards. That's it for today. If you have enjoyed that, please do hit thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. And we'll be back next time for Carnarvon away. And then we go to Bayer Leverkusen. I think that's going to be the toughest game in the group. I guess time will tell. We'll find out tomorrow. Until then, guys, I've been Aussie. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.